Top 5 animals that need saving. First on the list we've got the axolotl. I'm sure most of you have never seen or heard about this animal. Well, you're about to find out why. Recent surveys found zero numbers of axolotl in their native wetlands, which cover less than 4 square miles. Essentially, the animal is all but extinct in the wild. There are plenty of captive populations around the world, bred for pets or research, and the wetlands are undergoing restoration. But while the captives offer hope for reintroductions at some later point, they're not ideal. Every generation that breeds in captivity is a further step removed from its wild state, and is that much less likely to adjust to life in the wild. Therefore, plans to reintroduce axolotl hinge on genetic injections from wild-caught individuals, should enough be found. In second place for animals needing saving, we've got the polar bear. These vast paws, spreading up to a foot, 30 centimeters, across, with non-slip soles, make excellent paddles, just as they enable the polar bear to tread lightly on thin ice. But champion swimmers or not, the bears are being ground down by the energy drain imposed by the marathon searches for food. A 2011 study by the U.S. Geological Survey, looking at long-term ice loss trends, reported that one radio-collared female swam a record 426 miles, 685 kilometers, non-stop over the course of 12 days. On the way, she lost 22% of her body weight and her cub perished. In fact, of 11 collared bears that made long swims, 5 lost their cubs. Young bears, born in midwinter in the maternal den, simply don't have the fat reserves required for the sustained effort. Bears are additionally at risk of drowning because they cannot close off their nasal passages underwater. Fourth, we've got the shoebill. Standing 4 feet tall, the shoebill feeds in swampy shallows, ambushing fish and frogs with a quick stab and snap. The bird resembles one of Dr. Seuss's more sinister creations, but its unique characteristics, somewhere between a stork and a pelican, could in the end be its salvation. Its population is scattered across 7 African countries, which united in 2013 to draw up a single species action plan. High on the list of threats are habitat disturbance. Fires, set to renew grasslands, are a particular hazard to nestlings. And while legal trade is now very limited, uncontrolled illegal collection, mainly for private sale in the Middle East, can easily wipe out local collections. Shoebills fare poorly in captivity, too. The action plan recognized the importance of protecting the species by encouraging grassroots support. In Bangui Ulu, Zambia, for instance, home to an important shoebill population, guardians drawn from local communities help protect nest sites. In fourth place it's the western lowland gorilla. Biologist Alessandro Araldi, who works with the Aspinall Foundation, spends much of his time in the field with the babe gorillas. I'm constantly surprised by the two-way conversations that are possible, he says. And although we're taught not to read animal behavior through human eyes, we can see that many gorilla gestures are attached to feelings. Each individual has such a strong personality. Young gorillas are constantly learning life lessons, such as which plants to eat or avoid, from siblings and from both parents. Males are just as doting as females. If a mother dies, the silverback will care for it tenderly. As to whether the gorillas enjoy human company, males might strut about to remind Alessandro of the pecking order, but it's mostly just for show. And anyway, it's generally the females who make the decisions. And last but not least we've got the beautiful Philippine eagle. The fight to rescue the eagle began in earnest in 1965, when pioneering Filipino conservationists Dioscoro Raber and Jesus Alvarez alerted the World Wildlife Fund to the bird's plight. Robert Kennedy, a U.S. Peace Corps volunteer, dedicated himself to studying the eagle in the wild, and founded the nonprofit Films and Research for an Endangered Environment, FREE, to help publicize it. Kennedy's 1977 population estimate of 2 to 400 was a wake-up call, leading to the species name change, from monkey-eating eagle, which was misleading anyway, in 1978. Then in 1995 President Ramos, elevating the eagle to national bird status, called it the best biological indicator of the quality of our forest ecosystems and the flagship species in the conservation of Philippine wildlife. This highlights a key point: save the eagle, and you save the forests and their incredibly diverse wildlife. Check out my previous video if you haven't already. And let me know in the comments if you would like to see a specific video.